You know, StJudes is a very sad story. And I think that, you know, when the Honorable Stephen King was Prime Minister and he started this thing, I don't think that in his wildest dreams, when he started it, that he thought that 7 years later we would still be here. You know, so we had a fire. Nobody thought of the stadium being in operation that long. And so, and here we are, 7 years later, $118 million. And I have to ask ourselves, how did we get here? So for me, there was an audit that was done that was a physical audit. And it clearly showed there were major mistakes that were made. So we've now hired a law firm that is preparing cases against those individuals and those companies. We're also hiring a forensic auditing firm to be able to track the expenditures, where they came from, who gave authorities, to be able to help support that particular case. So if I can just for a moment put that aside, because that's not going to change and that's going to be ongoing. But meanwhile, we have a crisis. How do we resolve that crisis? And so the report that was given to me is basically saying that it's going to take a lot more money and a lot more time to fix up the current building and make it operational. So on the basis of that, I've now looked at what my alternatives are. And I've reached out to several different people. I've had ideas of my own. My cabinet has had ideas, in which I'm hoping that over the next couple of weeks that we can come to some kind of conclusion and make a presentation to the public of St. Lucia on how we're going to move forward. But it's not an easy decision on how we're going to do it. And meanwhile, time is ticking. The facilities at the stadium are inadequate. I don't think anybody is denying that they're inadequate. But they have lasted for the long period of time. Are there things that we can do now that we know that we're going to be there for a little bit longer to make the situation more comfortable? And then secondly, in moving forward. So when I heard, and you know, I know this is the world that we live in. Okay? Minister Joseph said in presenting the report that the report said that they would have to demolish aspects of the building in order to be able to move forward. I have said that. Mrs. Mary Isaac said that, and all of a sudden it comes out that we're demolishing the building. Now, why would we demolish the building? So I can say to the public of St. Lucia categorically, there is no option that I know of that calls for the entire demolition of the building and building a new building. But do I have options where it says maybe I use the building for something else and I build a new hospital? That is a possibility. But I have to look at the cost, I have to look at the time, I have to look at all those implications, and then we will make a decision as quickly as we can to move forward. I have to say to you that we've taken this time because every angle to potentially allow us to move into the existing building is what we started off with. And every time we think that we found a solution, we get another problem. Whether it be electrical, whether it be the size of the hallways, that you can't get the equipment in, and all of a sudden you start asking yourself, okay, I have to spend the money to do this, it's going to take me this period of time. Is that the best way right now to proceed? But it's a very unfortunate situation that we have found ourselves in. I take full responsibility, not for the past, but I take full responsibility, and my cabinet takes full responsibility for moving forward, and it will make sure that we get the most cost-effective and quickest solution that we possibly can for the people of St. Lucia, but more importantly, give them a hospital that they're going to be very proud of, and one that's going to be really sustainable and operationally very effective.